Henry Rollins, the iconic punk frontman, spoken-word artist, and relentless commentator on music, is no stranger to speaking his mind. At 64, he shocked fans by revealing the 5 bands he hated the most. Today, we're diving into his unfiltered opinions, the stories behind them, and why even a rock legend like Rollins isn't afraid to call out music he can't stand. Henry Rollins made his name as the powerhouse vocalist of Black Flag, and later as a solo artist, author, and cultural commentator. His blunt honesty, intense work ethic, and no-nonsense attitude have earned him respect, and sometimes controversy. When he talks about music, he doesn't sugarcoat. Rollins's list of bands he hated isn't just about taste. It's about principles, authenticity, energy, and the integrity of music. Let's break down the 5 bands he openly criticized and why they rubbed him the wrong way. Band 1, Limp Bizkit. 132.45. Rollins called Limp Bizkit the embodiment of everything wrong in nu metal. He criticized their reliance on shock value and anger without substance. While Fred Durst and the band became symbols of late 90s youth rebellion, Rollins saw their music as shallow and manufactured. He felt the lyrics lacked depth, and the aggression was performative rather than genuine. Rollins often emphasized that punk and metal should confront real emotions and societal issues, not just ride trends. Limp Bizkit, in his eyes, failed that test. Band 2, Nickelback. 245.4. Nickelback frequently appears on most hated lists, and Rollins is no exception. He reportedly described their music as formulaic and soulless. Rollins values raw energy, originality, and authenticity. Nickelback's polished, radio-friendly approach, he argued, prioritized commercial success over artistic integrity. To him, music shouldn't be designed to appeal to the widest audience. It should challenge and move listeners. He used Nickelback as an example of the industry prioritizing predictability over creativity, which clashed with his punk ethos. Band 3, Creed. 4.515. Creed, another post-grunge powerhouse, made Rollins roll his eyes. He criticized their theatrical, anthemic style as overly dramatic and lacking the grit he admired in rock music. Rollins felt Creed's songs relied too much on cliches, big choruses, overblown sentiment, and generic emotion, instead of honesty. To him, the heart of rock is vulnerability and intensity, not corporate polish and predictable hooks. He often contrasted bands like Creed with punk and hardcore, where authenticity and raw energy mattered more than chart success. Band 4, Limp Bizkit. Yes, again, but deeper story, or similar nu metal. 5.15.630. Many accounts suggest Rollins' frustration with the nu metal scene wasn't limited to one band. He criticized the era for glorifying aggression while avoiding genuine musicianship. He reportedly said that many of these bands had energy without substance, showing intensity on stage, but producing music that wouldn't withstand scrutiny or emotional reflection. Rollins emphasized that real punk and hardcore required both energy and meaning, a combination he felt was missing in this wave of bands. This explains why his critique extended beyond a single name, targeting a broader cultural moment in rock music. Band 5, optional, pop-punk, or generic commercial rock. 6.37.45. In various interviews, Rollins has mentioned other bands that, in his view, diluted rock and punk with commercial, watered-down sounds. These include generic pop-punk acts and mainstream alternative rock bands that prioritized radio hits over authenticity. For Rollins, the worst bands weren't necessarily technically bad. They were bands that played it safe and lacked the raw honesty he demanded in music. Energy and passion, not charts and marketing, were the ultimate litmus test. Analysis / context. 7.45.9.15. Across these 5 bands, a pattern emerges. Rollins' criticism focuses less on musical skill and more on integrity. He respects musicians who pour themselves into their craft, confront challenges honestly, and push boundaries. Anything that felt shallow, formulaic, or designed purely for commercial appeal triggered his disdain. His opinions are rooted in decades of experience performing, touring, and observing the music industry firsthand. Even when harsh, Rollins' critiques highlight what he values: authenticity, emotion, and intensity. To him, a great band makes you feel something real, not just sell records. Closing thoughts, 9/15/10. Henry Rollins' list reminds us that music is deeply personal. Even legends like him have strong opinions and aren't afraid to share them. So, what do you think? Do you agree with Rollins, or do you defend some of these bands? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into Rollins' unfiltered opinions, leave a like, share, and subscribe for more rock stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.